Hello, Internet. Welcome to the show, and thank you for joining us.
The University of Utah has a transfer problem. Let's break it down.
If you are part of the 95% of our audience that is not subscribed, please consider doing so. Thank you. So let's go ahead and talk about the almighty transfer portal here. I think we're only in 4 years into this, but there's a lot of conversation around it. It's definitely been a big talking point through the local talking heads here in Utah.
Yep. So December 4th, the transfer portal opens. That's what we're here to update you guys. So
let's start with the earliest one.
So the first person that really jumped into the transfer portal that was semi-surprised, I guess if you're a Utes fan, you know that Cam Rising announced his return. Nate Johnson's the first one. He's 4-star dual threat quarterback out of Clovis, California. I think everybody that's a Ute fan kind of loved Nate, was excited for him to come to the program. He stepped in, he provided a huge spark in that Baylor game that got us out of it, right? I mean, that was because it was scary.
It was
scary. Bryson Barnes was struggling. Nate Johnson steps in. He earns a starting role for a couple of games. And then you just kind of see the steady decline, right? We played a really tough Oregon State team that really made Nate Johnson look kind of foolish, right? I mean, the defense is good against that team. And he stepped in, he gave it his all. We lose the Oregon State game. That gives us our first loss of the season. It kind of gave you the feeling that we might not see Nate Johnson next season.
Yeah, I think it was kind of there on the wall, and the Utes did, to their credit, give him an offer of switching positions to wide receiver.
Yeah, absolutely.
But again, obviously, when you're Nate Johnson, I don't fault him for wanting to make this change.
I wish Nate Johnson the best of luck wherever he ends up. I'll probably be a fan of whatever team he ends up at, just so that I can watch him continue to play, because I think he didn't get quite enough opportunity to really show what he could do with the Utes. Yeah. Best of luck to him wherever he ends up. I think he'll end up with a good program, and I think he'll have a good opportunity to play somewhere.
100% agree.
The next one that kind of jumps into the portal is again a quarterback, Mac Howard, 3-star quarterback out of Columbus, Mississippi. He hasn't actually played a snap with the Utes, but he was part of the number 21 recruiting class of last year. He's just looking to play somewhere. You know what I mean? When you know Cam's coming in, there wasn't as many dominoes that had fallen yet, but he sees the writing on the wall with Brandon Rose and Isaac Wilson, who, we'll talk about more here in just a second.
Right.
So it's all good. Right. You know what I mean? Mac Howard is, he wasn't a super highly recruited quarterback. He's only a 3-star, but I think he had a ton of potential. He was a guy that a lot of people were looking forward to seeing on the field. And again, we wish Mac Howard the best of luck wherever he ends up.
Absolutely. All right. And who we got next?
The next one was a little bit hurty, man. The next one hurt a little bit. Bryson Barnes, everyone's favorite pig farmer and walk-on quarterback. This guy holds the Utah State high school record for career touchdown passes. He walked onto the team in 2020. He came into the Rose Bowl with 10 minutes left, throws an amazing touchdown pass to make it look like Utah has a chance against a really talented Ohio State team. He plays 23 career games with Utah, 9 of them being starts. He's 6-3 as a starter with Utah. He's named a captain in week 8 of this season. And the best part about this is, he is going to play in the Las Vegas Bowl, continue to take this team all the way through the season. His comment in the media was he wants to finish what he started.
I like it.
I love that, dude. It just shows you how classy of a person Bryson Barnes truly is. I'm really excited that he's probably got some offers to go play and start for a team somewhere.
The rumor is, according to ESPN 700, that he knew before he even announced going into the portal that he had a starting gig somewhere else that he's going to plan on taking. So,
but as far as Utah transfers, the last one, it just happened today for us at the time of recording today. Mikey Matthews enters the transfer portal.
This one surprised me, man.
Really surprises me, man. This guy played in every single game this year. He's a 4-star recruit out of Mission Viejo. He had a fantastic red and white game. He played at every single game, man. This dude had some good minutes. I really liked Mikey Matthews.
I did too. I was surprised on this one. I'm not sure what the motivation was. Maybe we'll hear more as time goes.
And if we do, we'll definitely keep you guys updated. So make sure you hit subscribe. Make sure you hit that like button on this video. Tell us what you think. This is going to be typical college football from here on out. If players think that there's a potential for someone to come in and take their starting minutes role, they're going to look to go somewhere else, to a lesser school or a Power 5 school or whatever that might be to get an opportunity to play. Okay, so Utah quarterback depth. Currently, the Utes on the roster still have Cam Rising, who is supreme leader, alpha dog number 1, 2-time Pac-12 reigning champion, Pac-12 championship most valuable player. He's coming back. You guys know that. They still got Brandon Rose on the roster, who had a fantastic showing in the 2023 red and white game, which you and I were at.
Yep, great game.
And he is a solid backup. I do have a feeling that Nate Johnson, Mac Howard, and Bryson Barnes were all told that Brandon Rose is going to be the backup quarterback.
Right.
And you're pretty much playing for a QB3 spot. That puts the Utes in a great position because they've got another quarterback that they just signed for the 2024 class. And then, and they still have Luke Batari. We saw him make his first start against Colorado, who's a walk-on quarterback. They've still got him on the roster, and they've also still got Steve Smedley, who's a freshman quarterback out of Conroe, Texas, on the roster as well. So they've still got quarterback depth. It's no reason you guys don't need to, pull the flashing alarm or anything. The Utes are still in okay shape in quarterback. And obviously the ideal situation is Cam Rising's healthy and plays all 12 games next year. The Utes win the Big 12 and go ahead and move on to play for a national championship. So when all that happens, when all that happens, we're in beautiful shape. There is some articles saying the Utes have reached out to Michigan State transfer Sam Levitt. He's a quarterback. So they might be looking for, some potential additional depth at the quarterback roster.
Yeah, what take it away can also give it, it's not like we're going to ignore the portal. So
yep, absolutely. And then it's also rumored that they reached out to Washington State star receiver Josh Kelly, who was a stud receiver for Washington State this year. He had 61 catches for 923 yards. The Utes are going to be looking to add through this transfer portal as well. I look forward to seeing who the Utes actually get out of here. They did a great job last year adding Miles Battle and, some of these stud players from big time, Power 5 conference schools. So the Utes have a chance to catch up, make some of that ground lost. I think the Utes are going to be just fine next year.
I 100% agree. I think they're definitely going to be in a better position going into the Big 12 conference. The Utes are in a good position to come into that and definitely make some noise right off the bat. So definitely agree. That. So do we have a transfer portal problem, or is this just the way it's going to be going forward?
This is just how it's going to be. I mean, any player that can go into a program and think that they don't have a chance at starting is going to transfer out. They'll be in the program for 1 year, and then they're going to look to the transfer portal and see what offers they get and move there to try to compete for a number 1 spot. That's the problem with Utah is you're not competing for a number 1 spot. With Cam Rising coming back, there's no chance. I think the next thing is the Utes have QB depth.
Yeah,
right?
they do.
Especially
they
with
do.
Brandon Rose. They've got Isaac Wilson, coming up the ranks. So the Utes have QB depth. It doesn't surprise me at all.
I heard an interesting stat. In college football, there are 90 qualified quarterbacks that entered the portal.
Yeah.
90. That's insane.
But you think, though, the quarterback is the most volatile position in college football.
Yeah.
There's only one on the field.
They're not necessarily in a worse spot than the rest of the college football is. I think this is just the standard, and this is the way it's going to be. Once again, folks, we are on the grind to get to 1,000 subscribers. So please let us in the comments down below if there's anything we haven't covered that you'd like us to cover. We are on the grind. Once we do hit 1,000 subscribers and we get our first $500 in AdSense revenue, we're going to give that back to our subscribers. So make sure you're subscribed and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss out on that giveaway. With all that said, my name is Darren. This is AJ, and this has been the DNA Sports Recap.
Till next time.